Hey marketing Menches, welcome back to the second exciting episode of how to lead people to and through your website. So creating lead and link strategies that work so you get people to do what you want them to do. So I want to first welcome you, of course, to the Marketing Mensch. And as always, if you haven't, please subscribe. I'm grateful that our numbers are climbing, but call me selfish. I just love seeing those numbers. I check them every day. I think it's so cool when I see those numbers grow. We plan on doing something special when we reach the 100 mark. So please, if you know anyone who can certainly benefit from this free marketing support, please share this video channel with them, and hope that we grow this community into something very large. So it's always going to be free to you guys. That's my promise to you. It will always be free. You'll always have full access to this. Now, of course, if you have any questions about any of these episodes, or you have a question about your own project, please email me at darren@unetdesign.com. I am here to help, so that's exactly what I want to do. All right, so where we left off when we were talking in the first episode of how to lead people or prospects to and through your website, we were talking about the importance of knowing your your market mentality, behaviors, habits, search language. If this sounds foreign to you, then I want you to go back to episode 1 and check out what's in your marketing toolbox, because I go into great detail about how we need to define that. When we define that, good things happen, because we're resonating, our messages are resonating with that market, with that consumer that you want buying your product or service, right? So the more we understand about that audience, the easier this marketing stuff gets, okay? So make sure that when you do put together your call to actions, your link strategies, your lead strategies, all that stuff, make sure that you have your consumer in mind. It's not about what you think, what I think. We are making these decisions based on your audience, okay? All right, so let's continue. Where we left off was the link strategy and using certain methods to create this link strategy. So the first one is the internal links. I mentioned that in episode 1. It's a great way to lead people through your website. So when most websites that I've seen will not lead people through the website. You just get to the home page, and basically the viewer or the visitor is just left to go find the information themselves. That's a very bad thing. You're missing a great opportunity to lead people to the essential pages. Now, there's a way of doing it. So the way that we create internal links is, I just want them to go to my services page. So yeah, I'll just send them right there. Or I'll send them to my sign up page. That's you, all right? Remember, we're not talking about you, we're not talking about me. We're talking about what your visitor is looking for. So if from the home page, you might recall when I said at the very beginning of the Marketing Mensch, your home page is like an airport terminal. Right? So on that page, that's where people are going into the terminal. Now they're going to be dispersed. Where are we going to take them, right? So if we lay out our homepage correctly, we can have, let's say, information about the company, products and services, and something else, whatever. We give them options that they can easily see and go to quickly, right? All right, so they've expressed an interest in learning about my company or me. So my internal links then, my strategy for that paragraph, that section, is going to be putting them in front of fact-finding stuff, because they want to learn about me and my company. That makes sense, right? So I'm not going to send them right away to my services because they're not ready yet. So that's what I mean by knowing where your visitor is at the moment they come to your website. So if they're looking for products and services, and that was the paragraph they clicked on, great, what are we going to do? Yes, we're going to create internal links that is going to relate to them wanting to know more about your products and services, right? Okay, and then also don't forget, from that page, we also want to create a graduation link. That's very important. So wherever they are on the website, let's say they were just finding information about me and my company, great. I want to provide one graduation link in there on that page that will allow them to now look at my products and services if they're ready, right? If they're ready, I'm not forcing them to do it. I'm just giving them the option right there. You could just click and go check out my services. Okay, so that is a great, very organic way of keeping people in the lane they want to be in, making them feel settled into the website, and then getting them to respond to whatever call to action you want for that page. Why? Because they feel comfortable. They're not being force-fed information. So there's a lot of that psychology in our layouts that we need to consider, right? Okay, also videos with links. That's also a great way to get them over to wherever it is that you want them to go to. I have, like on my website, I have it where you can be on my website and click on a playlist and go to my video channel. I like that idea because in episode 1, I was talking about skipping stones, right? So I would love to have that traffic come through my website, and then that traffic goes to my video channel. That's great. I pick up impressions or traffic for my website and for my video channel. So it's a great way of doing it if it makes sense. Okay, QR codes, also a wonderful marketing tool if you're not using it, to connect your print marketing materials to your digital. So let's say you do trade shows and you're selling, I don't know, some arts and crafts stuff. And they're so hot to your stuff, they want to buy from you. So wouldn't it make sense to have a QR code set up so they can go right to your website from that from that trade show that they're at? They're buzzing about you. So wouldn't that make sense? Yeah. So if you're not using QR codes, consider it, because it is a very inexpensive, brilliant way of bridging your print to your digital. Okay. Also, call to action banners and buttons. Now, when you keep them in their lane, right, they're going to feel comfortable about responding to your call to action or whatever you are asking them to do. Maybe now that they're on my services page, maybe that might be a time to say, hey, if you're interested in learning about early bird specials, click here. Why am I putting that in front of them? Because they've expressed an interest in my services, wanting to know about my services. So I'm going to have a call to action that's going to hopefully create that connection, so they give me that email address, and now I can stay in touch with them. Okay, but it's got to be timely. It's got to be relevant to where they are in their experience with your marketing and your website in this case. And external links, depending on what the external link. External means we're going outside the website now. So be careful with that. If it makes sense, sure. In the episode before this one, I mentioned tying it to a university website. I used a veterinarian as an example, and I wanted to have a glossary page. Sure, then I would hook up that glossary page to be linked to an external website. Let's say I used UC Davis Veterinarian School of Medicine to be the link, the external link that I would connect the glossary page to. That makes sense. It's relevant. They've got a high authority domain, which means they're credible. It's not a spammy website, and it's relevant to what I do. Search engines are going to like that. So be very selective about external links. Search engines do look for at least one external link on your page. It's not a deal breaker if you don't have one, but use it wisely. It could help you build your credibility and likability if you use it wisely. Okay. All right, so when do the link strategies fail? Well, here are the common pitfalls that usually ruin these link strategies. One, the internal links are broken. Oops, I remembered I disconnected that page and I didn't update my links, so now they're just hitting a brick wall. That's bad. So we don't want to do that. You know, what I like to suggest to my clients is we make an Excel spreadsheet and we see exactly where and what pages we're linking to. Blogs change. Also, if you are linked to other websites or other blogs, vlogs, whatever, you need to make sure that these are still up and running and they're not spammy and they're still representing you in a positive light, right? So remember, you're connecting yourself to these outside entities. So make sure that you've done your homework and you know that they are credible and not spammy. All right, so we want to make sure that our internal links are always working. So once a month, I would be checking that out. Certainly whenever you do a site refresh and you have changed pages, maybe you've updated pages and information. So we want to make sure that we catch that. Also the external links, some of them can be broken because that business went out of business or for whatever reason, they're offline now. That's why, UC Davis, that veterinarian school of medicine, connecting it to that website. Believe me, it's not going anywhere. So, and it's also relevant to what I do. So it's a good connection, but I would have to make sure that, their links haven't changed and it's still opening up properly the way that it should. Also, you want to make sure that you're not linking to spammy sites. So please do your homework. I don't want you just connecting yourself to any website. This is not how it works. You want that website to be relevant to what you do, ultimately non-competitive too. But we want to make sure that they're not a spammy website. They are reputable. They have good customer reviews, because remember, you're going to be connecting yourself to them. So if they're not so nice of a company, you're connecting yourself to that. So be careful, do your homework. And then make sure to discuss the plan with who's leading your link strategy. Now, whether it's backlinks, connecting links, whatever, sending people internally or externally through your website or outside, please have the plan. If you are having a developer put this together, or some creative putting this together, I want you to make sure that you have looked over those links. They're relevant, they're non-competitive, they're not spammy, and it's okay to connect your business to it. We're not connecting ourselves aimlessly to businesses. That is not good. Search engines frown upon that. So backlinks and link strategies, be very careful. Remember, your website, your marketing, that's your child, so you want to be very protective of it, right? Of course you do. And then make sure that the external links, like I mentioned, are relevant to your website. And then the link should never distract or divert visitors from your website unless it's by design. So what I recommend is, if you absolutely need to send someone to an external website, make sure that they don't get lost in that information or confused and they don't have a way to get back to you. So anytime you use an external link, it's good practice to open it up in a separate window so your tab to your website can easily be found again, because it's up there at the top of the navigation bar. So it's a simple click back to your website and they pick up where they left off. So that's good practice. But make sure that when you are leading people, that you make sure that there's it could be a open up in a blank window or open up in a new window, depending on what your site editor shows, but it means to it the same thing. Okay. All right. So best practices to keep in mind: know marketing mentality. We gotta know who we are marketing to and for. I'm a big fan of this, sample surveys. If you really want to know what your audience is really like, go talk to them. So it was fun for me to go out and talk to small business owners when I first started my design team. I went door to door. I must have talked to about 100 and some odd small businesses. And it was great. It was very empowering. They thought I was coming in to sell them. And I said, no, I'm just coming in because I want to know, I'm putting together a design team and I want to know what business owners are really looking for, and you can help me tremendously. And they'd tell me. And so when I went back to them, I used it then as a sales opportunity, but it felt so warm and fuzzy that they didn't even think it was a sales opportunity. I went back and I said, because you helped me, I want to help you. Your information just helped me tremendously. Now I want to do something nice for you. Wow, that's amazing. And you know how many people I got as a result of going back and thanking them and being grateful for the information that they provided and that I would take care of them next? It was like fishing in a barrel. So sample surveys can not only be great for creating an awareness of who we need to be developing all this stuff for. It can be a great sales opportunity for you to go back and just have an organic relationship with that business owner, right? So, and that's what I was able to do. I did not have a sales hat on at all when I went to these business owners. I was just finding out information, and then I showed I was just grateful for their help. So it created many sales opportunities for me. So sample surveys would be great. Utilize competitive intel. There's a lot of things that your competition has probably done ahead of you, whether it's blogs and vlogs, topics of discussions, whatever it might be. We can see through their eyes and if the audience is relevant, we can see the fails and the successes. And then you and I, or you and your marketing person can say, hey, how can we do this better? I like this article. They did this search engine optimization article. It was brilliant. Okay, how can we do it better? Oh, let's do a 3-part video instead, because video seems to rank higher. And also, I can break this up into 3 episodes, whatever. I could do something, that's a cut above what is already out there. But I've been able to see, wow, that topic is really generating a lot of interest, a lot of dialogue. So there's a lot of things that we can learn from our competition. So I encourage you, please look in your rearview mirror, look in your side mirrors, look outside your business. You have to in order to know what's going on. And there's a lot of time, money, energy that you could save if you were to do some intel with your competition. Now, stay within your lane. If you are a startup, I would be looking at the competitors. I would be doing intel for startups all the way to maybe the first 5 years. I am not going to compete or consider any deep-pocketed corporations or anything of that nature because I don't have that budget, right? If I'm starting out, that would be crazy to compare myself or try to keep up with that. I could set my sights on becoming that and then learn how do I climb up that tree? How do I climb up that ladder and get to that point? But let's be realistic. Let's make sure that you are staying within what's reasonable, the same type of business, relatively, at or around your marketing budget and so on. And I think that's going to be very helpful for you in defining your marketing strategies. Also, develop that lead strategy. Not only when we build a website do we want to do a site map, but we also want to create a lead strategy from, yes, the website. So how are we going to bring them to those essential areas of the website that we need them to see? But also a link strategy that bridges your social media, your video channels, things like that over to the website. So think about how to develop that link strategy. Remember, the secret sauce is relevancy. Make sure that it is relevant to what they are looking for. Do not force feed stuff they're not looking for. They will just do this and then they will leave, okay? So I know because that's what I do. I'll bet you do the same thing. All right, also have a landing page ready. If you are under construction, please don't just say, sorry, we're under construction. That was an opportunity for you to have a productive construction page, which could have led them to social media, could have led them to an intro video. I mean, think outside the box, because most times when people are, faced with a construction page, they're not going to say, oh, well, I'll check back in a few weeks. You missed an opportunity to actually let them know, hey, I'm still in business. Here's how you can learn more about me. And here's some contact information if you want to meet me now. Okay? So make sure that construction page is productive for you. And if you do have the website up and running, look at your homepage. Does it lead people to where they should be going? Are you leading them to relevant areas of the website? If not, then we need to develop a link strategy, an internal and external link strategy for that website, so you can get the response, from your visitors that you're looking for. Okay, it's an easy fix, but it does take thought. And then keep your brand consistent. I do see this a lot. I see that I can be on someone's social media page or video channel, and it's a total departure from the vibe, the feel, the energy of their website. So please, when you are putting together your marketing, make sure that there is no disconnect. Okay, the writing style should be the same, colors should be the same. The energy, everything should have a consistent flow to it. So make sure that you're not breaking that. And then strengthen your local SEO. This is a great opportunity for you to strengthen your local SEO. Remember I said there's 3 types of SEO: local, national, and global. Okay, so if you are wanting to pull from a local area, then having collaborative marketing opportunities, setting up collaborative marketing opportunities would be a very good thing. Also, connecting yourself to events, special events and causes, other relatable businesses, getting reviews from that area in which you do business at or around is very helpful in strengthening your local SEO. So keep that in mind when you are putting together your whole strategy. How are you going to strengthen that local SEO? So what is the benefit of having the local SEO? That's because if someone says, plant-based burgers in Sherman Oaks. Well, if I have enough of a footprint in Sherman Oaks or in and around that area, then someone looking for a plant-based burger in Sherman Oaks or around Sherman Oaks will then be pulled up in that. I will be pulled up in that search. So it's because I created a footprint in that local area. Okay. So if that's a little gray to you, write in. I'm happy to explain it to you. I will be doing more videos about local SEO, so stay tuned for that. And then also call to actions. I see so many pages that don't even have a call to action. What is a call to action? A call to action does not always have to be sales driven. It could be click on this button, or a call to action for the homepage should just be, I want them to click on these links just to get started, to get connected and into my website. So call to action does not have to be sales driven. It's an action. You are just wanting to be clear to your visitors that this is the action that I want you to take. Okay? Whether it's click a button, sign up for an early bird newsletter or specials, whatever it is, or go check out my products and services. Those are all call to actions, but the only way that call to actions really work is if they're timely. If you are putting them in front of people, at an inopportune time, you're going to make them feel uncomfortable, and you're going to lose them. You're going to lose your credibility and probably your likability, and you're probably going to lose them as a visitor. So just make sure that, like your link strategy, you're having a good plan with a call to action for each one of your essential pages. I want you to come up with a call to action for each essential page of your website. Now remember, that does not have to be sales driven. It just means you want them to take action of some sort from that page. So what's an essential page? An essential page could be a home page, about page, products page, services page. Those are the essential ones. Privacy policy, no. Warranty, no. Contact, no. So those pages that you need them to check out, those are what I consider to be essential pages, and so should you. All right, so to develop a lead strategy that can also build local SEO. Remember I mentioned that just a moment ago. So we can increase our local SEO by doing backlinks, by having a local address in that area. Now, I want to spend just a little bit of time on that backlink. Some of you may have a developer saying, hey, I'll give you 50 backlinks and I'll just connect your website to 50 sites. Please don't do that. I would much rather have you link to 3 relevant, credible websites than 50 websites that were put together, you were attached to aimlessly. We have no idea who you were attached to. For all we know, they could be spammy, and that could open up a whole box of chocolate. I mean, just a can of worms, excuse me, for you. So if you're going to do a backlink strategy, please make sure that you do your homework, you investigate those backlinks first. But I personally think that if you create backlinks to relevant, non-competitive people in your industry, that would be great. And if you can do it on a local level with them, that's even better. Okay, so we have the local address. So we call that a NAP, which is name, address, a phone number, and that would reflect the local area. And then we also have local posts and articles and events too that ties you into that area. So let's say you're at the Santa Clarita flea market or farmers market. You can attach yourself to that event. If you're writing about it, you're doing vlogs and blogs, whatever, then the nice thing is when someone pulls up that Santa Clarita farmers market, you would be seen in that search, depending on if you've attached a good enough footprint with that event. Okay, so events, causes, it's great. Businesses, these are all things that you should be thinking about if you need to strengthen your local SEO. Okay, all right. So our dog Spot again. Utilize QR codes to build local hits from your print collaterals used at mixers and events. We forget about that, unfortunately. There are a lot of business owners who go to these events and they don't even have the ammunition that they need to connect these people when they're at that event, so driven, so turned on by the product or service, but how do you get them over to the website? You didn't have a QR code. And then you're hoping that that your business card doesn't go through the washing machine and they can still see, oh, okay, I remember that guy. I'm going to go check him out now. So what I would recommend is if you are doing a lot of in-person marketing venues, please consider the QR code. If you're doing postcards, we call them leave behinds, door hangers, whatever it might be, consider QR codes. Brilliant, cost-effective way, very inexpensive to create, but it's just a brilliant way of bridging the print with the digital. So please have that part of your marketing plan if you can.